Welcome to the Senior Techie Podcast. Today we're doing something a little different.
Yeah, we are. We're looking at, well, the aftermath of all the hard work you've already put in.
Exactly. I want to speak directly to you, our listener, right now. Because over the past 7 weeks, you have done some genuinely heavy lifting.
Oh, absolutely massive.
Right. You tackled your inbox, you sorted through years of accumulated photos, you cleaned up your devices,
Finally got those passwords managed, too.
and you trimmed down the social media and the subscriptions. I mean, that is a lot of work. You are highly capable of mastering this tech.
For sure. People think, they've been left behind by technology, but if you've done all that, you just proved that narrative is completely false.
So true. But here is the unspoken truth about digital life. We did the big clean, the devices are running smoothly, but
But without a really simple maintenance system, all that clutter, it just slowly creeps right back in.
yeah, unread emails pile up or you download an app and forget it. It just happens.
It's just the nature of the internet, It's engineered to send you notifications.
Right. And our mission today is to, implement a really simple, forgiving maintenance routine so you never have to do a massive, exhausting cleanup ever again.
Because nobody wants to do a 7-week deep clean twice. Once is plenty.
Exactly. So think of this like maintaining a physical house. You vacuum the high-traffic areas weekly, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you deep clean the bathrooms monthly.
Yeah.
And then once, maybe twice a year, you do a big sweep of the garage.
Yeah. And the goal isn't to have a totally spotless museum quality house every single day,
No, it's just about being, good enough most of the time.
which takes so much pressure off. You just want the digital house to be comfortable to live in.
So let's start with the weekly vacuuming. For us, that means our daily communication, which is email.
The inbox. Yeah. The place where clutter accumulates the absolute fastest.
Yeah. And before we get into the steps, we need to define some tech terms here, starting with inbox zero.
Oh, boy. Yeah. That one causes a lot of anxiety for people.
Yeah, it really does. Imagine trying to keep your physical metal mailbox out on the street completely empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But while you're emptying it, the neighborhood mail carrier is actively standing there, aggressively shoving new envelopes inside.
It's an impossible, frustrating game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is a myth. The other term we need to define is unsubscribing.
Right, which is basically just like calling up a catalog company and telling them, take me off your physical mailing list.
So the junk mail just stops arriving completely instead of you having to throw it in the recycling bin every single week.
Exactly. So here's the 10-minute weekly habit to handle this.
Okay, break it down for us.
You pick one consistent day, like maybe Sunday evening or Monday morning with your coffee.
I really like Sunday evenings for this.
Yeah, it sets you up for the week. You go in, you delete the really obvious junk, and you unsubscribe from just 1 or 2 newsletters you didn't read.
Wait, just 1 or 2?
Just 1 or 2. You don't need to do 50. And then move anything that actually needs action, like a medical bill or a note from a friend, to a simple folder you actually check.
Okay, let me push back on this for a second, though.
Sure.
Isn't picking just 10 emails a day, I don't know, really tedious? If I'm getting 50 junk emails a day, why not just wait until the end of the year and do one big heroic purge?
Well, here is the math on that. If you delete or unsubscribe from just 10 junk emails a day through this weekly maintenance,
Yeah.
that is 3,600 fewer emails hoarding up your account over a year.
Oh, wow. 3,600.
Yeah, and big purges.
Huh.
They sound satisfying, but they are so exhausting that we just avoid doing them. Small acts beat big purges every time.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've vacuumed the emails. Now we move to the monthly bathroom cleaning, which is our memories and our photos.
The photo situation. Yes, this is where the real emotional weight is for people.
Let's define the camera roll first,
Oh.
because it's basically a giant overflowing digital shoebox where literally every single photo gets dumped.
Right, the good ones, the bad ones, the accidental ones, all mixed together indiscriminately.
Yeah. And then we have cloud backups, like Google Photos or iCloud.
Which are so important to understand.
Think of cloud backups like taking your absolute favorite printed photos, making high-quality duplicates, and locking them in a fireproof safety deposit box at the bank.
That's a perfect way to look at it. If you drop your phone in a lake, the bank vault still has your memories.
Right. So what is the monthly 15-minute habit here?
You just scroll through your photos from the last 30 days, delete the blurry ones or the accidental screenshots of your lock screen.
Or, like the source material noted, the 7 nearly identical shots of the exact same bird feeder.
Yes. We all do that, trying to get the perfect lighting. Just keep the best one and delete the other 6.
I am incredibly guilty of the bird feeder photos. Or taking 5 pictures of a recipe in a magazine.
Right, just to make sure one is legible. So you thin the herd, and then you move those absolute favorites into a named album.
Which doesn't need to be some complicated filing system, right?
Oh. Not at all. Just something like Spring 2026.
Because finding a picture of a grandchild in an album called Spring 2026 is a joy. Searching for it in a camera roll with 14,000 photos just brings anxiety.
Exactly. But here is the absolute most crucial part of this monthly check. It only takes 30 seconds.
Okay, what is?
You have to check the last backup timestamp in your photo app.
Yes. I compare this to testing the batteries in your smoke detector.
Oh, that is a great analogy.
Right. You don't wait until you smell smoke to wonder if the detector has batteries.
Exactly. Because apps update or your storage fills up, and your phone will quietly stop backing up your photos to save battery life.
It fails silently.
It does. So if the timestamp says today or yesterday, you are totally safe.
But if it says 43 days ago, you have a problem you need to fix before disaster strikes.
Right, and you get to fix it calmly on a Tuesday afternoon rather than finding out at a repair shop with a broken phone.
That 30 seconds is so worth it. All right, we've done our daily and monthly chores. Let's move to the yearly garage clean-out.
The big one, protecting our long-term financial and security health.
Let's define the jargon here, too. First, a password manager. I like to define this as a highly secure digital lockbox that only requires one master key.
Right.
And inside that lockbox, it automatically remembers all your other individual keys so you never have to memorize them.
It is a total lifesaver. And the second term is digital subscriptions.
Yes, which are exactly like a physical gym membership.
They keep charging your credit card automatically whether you show up to use the treadmill or not.
Exactly. So what is the 30-minute process for this quarterly garage clean-out?
So every 3 months, you look at your bank or credit card statements and scan for those recurring charges.
And if you see a subscription you haven't actively used in the last 30 days, you just cancel it.
Right. The source we reviewed highlighted that this single exercise routinely saves most people $20 to $50 a month.
Which is huge. I mean, $50 a month is $600 a year.
It pays for the time instantly. And while you have that administrative mindset, you transition to the security sweep.
Which means opening up that password manager lockbox, right?
Exactly. You open it up and look for old, unused accounts.
Like, say you ordered a specialized tool from a hardware website 5 years ago and never went back.
Yeah, exactly. You left a door open. You log in and close those old accounts if possible.
Or at the very least, change the password to something strong and unique, right?
Yes, so that a forgotten account doesn't become a security liability. You are just walking the perimeter of your digital house and making sure the old windows are locked.
Okay, so we have this great system.
Yeah.
But life gets really busy. Seniors, caregivers, everyone has so much on their plates.
They absolutely do.
What happens to this entire framework if the system breaks down? Say someone gets sick or travels and misses a week.
Well, let's look at the actual math of this maintenance first. It is 10 minutes weekly, 15 minutes monthly, and 30 minutes quarterly.
So when you add all that up,
It equals roughly 90 minutes a month total.
wow, that is less time than watching one episode of a decent TV drama.
Exactly. It's completely manageable. And more importantly, the system is designed to be forgiving.
I love that word, forgiving.
Yeah. If you miss a weekly inbox reset, you do not abandon the framework. You don't burn the house down just because you missed a day of vacuuming.
You just pick it up the next week. No guilt required.
None at all. If you skip a monthly photo review, you just do 2 months worth next time. It might take 20 minutes instead of 15.
Because the tasks are so small to begin with, you never feel hopelessly behind.
That is the magic of it. You are always just a few minutes away from being back on track.
It really is empowering.
Yeah.
You know, to our listeners, your phone, your computer, your inbox, they probably used to feel like an out-of-control, embarrassing junk drawer.
But you did the hard work.
You did. You don't need to be a tech expert.
Huh.
You just need these 3 simple, forgiving habits and the occasional 10-minute cleanup to make your devices feel like helpful tools again.
That is all it takes to stay in control of the machine.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over as you go about your week. Think about the invisible mental weight that lifts when your digital house is finally in order.
It's a huge, huge relief.
It really is. When you no longer dread opening your phone or your computer, what real-world passion, hobby or profound family connection will you channel that newly reclaimed energy into?
That is the real reward right there, getting your time and energy back for the things that truly matter.
Exactly. This podcast was brought to you by The Senior Techie. It's available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. If you'd like to receive their free newsletters, you can subscribe at subscribe.theseniortechie.com.